Or destruction is the price of transformation, and the sooner we accept this, the sooner we can step into the life we say we want. The truth is, before, nothing new comes without something old being destroyed. A caterpillar doesn't become a butterfly by simply adding wings. It literally dissolves inside the cocoon. Or it has to stop being what it was in order to become what it's meant to be. That's not a gentle process. That's destruction. And the same applies to us. Before, if we want to transform, we have to accept the pain of breaking the old before building the new. Most people resist this because destruction feels uncomfortable. We don't like letting go of our habits, our routines, even our excuses. They may not serve us, but they feel safe, they're familiar. And familiarity is addictive. It's easier to stay who we are than to endure the tearing apart required to become who we could be. But here's the harsh reality: comfort keeps you average, for destruction sets you free. You cannot become a new person while holding on to the identity of the old one. Something has to give. Or think about the moments of true growth in your life. Maybe you broke free from a toxic relationship. Maybe you quit a job that drained you. Before, maybe you finally committed to discipline after years of procrastination. None of those moments came easy. They all required destruction of comfort zones, of false security of the old version of you that could no longer survive in the life you wanted to build. The pain was real, but so was the transformation. That is the law of progress. To create, you must destroy. Destruction isn't always external. Often, the greatest demolition happens inside. It's the silent tearing down of beliefs you carried for years. Beliefs like, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or this is just who I am. Those lies may have defined you before, but they have to die if you want a different life. And killing those beliefs isn't painless. It feels like losing a part of yourself, because in some way it is, but when they're gone, you create space for new truths. Truths that say you are capable, you are worthy, and you are responsible for your own future. This process of destruction is also what separates dreamers from doers. Dreamers want the outcome without the sacrifice. They want the body without destroying lazy habits. They want wealth without destroying wasteful spending. Before, they want respect without destroying their lack of discipline. But doers understand the cost. They don't just wish for transformation. They pay the price by burning down everything that no longer belongs. That's why they rise while others stay the same. For transformation is not a one-time event. It's a cycle. Every new level of your life will demand the death of a version of you. For you will destroy and rebuild again and again. Each time it will hurt, each time it will stretch you, and each time it will be worth it. 4, the destruction is never wasted because what comes after is always stronger, sharper, and more aligned with the person you are becoming. So when you feel the pain of tearing down the old, don't run from it. Lean into it. Recognize it as the cost of admission to the life you want. For understand that the fire of destruction is not here to kill you. It's here to burn away everything that no longer serves you. And when the smoke clears, you'll see what was hidden all along: a stronger, sharper, transformed version of yourself. Destruction is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the price before, and the price is worth paying. Old habits must die for new results to appear. This is one of those truths that people nod their heads to, but very few actually live by. Everyone wants better results, more money, better health, stronger relationships, more discipline, but they want all of it without changing what they do every day. They think that somehow, magically, doing the same things they've always done will give them a different outcome. But life doesn't work that way. The person you are today is simply the sum of your repeated actions, your small choices, your unconscious routines. If you want a different future, you can't just wish for it. You have to tear down the very patterns that created the present. The hard part isn't knowing what to do. Most people already know what would make their lives better. If you want to lose weight, you don't need a groundbreaking diet plan. You need to stop reaching for junk food at night. If you want to build wealth, you don't need some secret investment. You need to quit spending money on things you don't need. If you want discipline, you don't need another motivational video. You need to quit hitting snooze every morning. The knowledge is there. The problem is that old habits keep you chained to the same results, and until you kill those habits, you will stay exactly where you are before. The word D is important. Old habits don't politely step aside when you want change. They don't dissolve quietly. They resist They fight back. Before, they whisper, just once won't hurt. You can start tomorrow. This is who you are. They comfort you in the moment, but they rob you of your future. That's why you can't negotiate with them. You can't reduce them. You have to kill them. Because if you leave them alive, they will grow back stronger. Like weeds choking out the seeds of your potential. Think about it this way. Every habit you repeat is a vote for the type of person you are becoming. Before, if you want to be someone different, you can't keep voting for the same identity. Every time you destroy an old habit, you make space for a new one. Before, when you stop scrolling endlessly at night, you open space for reading or learning. When you stop wasting money on things that don't matter, you open space for saving and investing. When you stop blaming others, you open space for accountability and growth. Destruction is not loss, it is replacement. It's the clearing of the land so something stronger can be built. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable. That's why most people don't do it. Old habits are safe, familiar, easy. They are designed to keep you where you are. Killing them feels like killing a piece of yourself, because in some ways it is, for you are literally ending the patterns that have defined your identity. But this is the price of transformation. If you want to create a different story for your life, the character you've been playing has to be rewritten. So when you say old habits must die for new results to appear, you're making a commitment, or you're declaring that you will no longer let yesterday's routines dictate tomorrow's reality. You're saying, before, I choose to suffer now so I don't have to suffer forever. Because the truth is, you will experience pain either way. The pain of destroying old habits, or the pain of regret for never changing. The first pain transforms you. The second pain chains you. And only you get to decide which one you'll live with. Before, comfort zones are the enemy of growth because they trick us into believing we're safe when in reality we're stuck. Think about it. Before, the comfort zone is a space where nothing challenges you, nothing pushes you, and nothing forces you to improve. It feels good. It feels familiar before, but it quietly kills progress. People don't stay average because they lack opportunity. Before, they stay average because they protect their comfort zones like it's their life raft. Before, not realizing it's the very thing that's keeping them from swimming toward a better shore. Growth never happens when you're comfortable. Or growth is the byproduct of stress, challenge, and demand. Muscles don't get stronger without resistance. Minds don't get sharper without solving problems. And character doesn't get tougher without pressure. Yet, most people will avoid that resistance because it's uncomfortable. They'd rather stay where things are predictable. But what's predictable is also what's stagnant. For comfort zones are like prisons with invisible bars. You don't see the walls, but you feel the limitation. The problem with comfort zones is they give you the illusion of control. You think you're in charge because you know the routine, the people, the environment before the outcomes, but in reality, you're trapped. You're not making choices, you're repeating patterns. You're not living, you're existing. And the longer you stay in that zone, the weaker you become. It's like a muscle you never train. It atrophies, it shrinks, it loses its strength. The same happens with your potential. If you want to grow, you must deliberately step into discomfort. That's where life stretches you. That's where you fail, learn, and adjust. And failure isn't your enemy. Comfort is. Failure teaches you lessons comfort never will. Discomfort shows you what you're capable of. For every major transformation in life, physical, financial, emotional, comes when someone breaks through their comfort zone and accepts the discomfort of change. The irony is, once you live outside the comfort zone long enough, what was once uncomfortable becomes your new normal. That's how growth compounds. Most people wait for motivation before stepping outside their comfort zone. But motivation doesn't come before action, it comes after. The very act of doing something uncomfortable creates momentum, and that momentum fuels motivation. You'll never feel ready. You'll never feel perfectly prepared before. And if you're waiting for that moment, you're choosing comfort, which means you're choosing stagnation. Here's the harsh truth. If you feel comfortable right now, you're probably not growing. Comfort feels good in the moment, but costs you in the long run. Discomfort feels bad in the moment, but pays you for a lifetime. That's the trade-off. The discomfort of waking up early, pushing your body in the gym Before, making that difficult phone call, risking rejection, learning a new skill, all of that is painful in the short term, but it plants seeds of growth. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you expand it, you become capable of more, you build resilience, you gain confidence. Before, you stop fearing the unknown because the unknown becomes familiar. But every time you retreat back to comfort, your zone shrinks, your fear grows. For your confidence dies a little more. So when I say comfort zones are the enemy of growth, I mean they are the silent killers of dreams. Before, they lull you into thinking you're okay, but they rob you of your potential. If you want to grow, stop protecting your comfort zone. Break it. Step outside of it every day, because the life you want will never be found where you feel safe. It will always be found where you feel uncomfortable. 4. Pain is the doorway to progress. Most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid pain. They want comfort, ease, and certainty, but the reality is that nothing worth having has ever been built in comfort. Every great achievement, every meaningful change, every transformation has come through discomfort, struggle, and sacrifice. Pain is not the enemy, it's the entrance fee to a better version of yourself. When you lift weights, the muscle fibers tear. That tearing is pain. But without it, there's no growth, no strength, no change in your body. The pain is literally the signal that something is happening, that you're moving beyond what you could previously handle. In the same way in life, the challenges you face, the failures you endure, the nights when you doubt yourself, those are the moments when your old limits are breaking down so that new capacity can be built. If you run from them, you stay the same. If you embrace them, you evolve. The truth is, progress always demands a price. You can't build confidence without facing fear. You can't earn wisdom without making mistakes. You can't build resilience without suffering setbacks. Each painful moment is like a tool chiseling away at the weaker version of you, shaping you into something stronger, sharper, and more capable. The pain you try to avoid is often the very thing you need to grow. The discomfort you resist is the path that will carry you to the life you say you want. Look at anyone you admire, athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders. None of them got there without paying in pain. The world only sees the highlight reel, the wins, the trophies, the results. But behind it all are years of struggle, of sacrifice, of relentless work when no one was watching. Behind it all is pain they chose to endure because they understood that comfort could only offer them mediocrity. They stepped through the doorway of pain and found progress waiting on the other side. The reason most people never change is because they misinterpret pain. They think it means stop. They think it's a signal they're not meant for something. In reality, it's a test. Pain is asking you, how badly do you want it? Are you willing to suffer now for the reward later? Or will you choose the easy way and stay the same? The people who win are not the ones who feel no pain. They are the ones who walk through it, who accept it as the toll booth on the road to greatness. You will never eliminate pain from life. You get to choose only one of two kinds, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline is hard, yes. It hurts to wake up early, to push yourself in the gym, to sacrifice pleasures for a bigger goal. But regret is far heavier. It's the weight of years wasted, of dreams abandoned, of potential never realized. One pain builds you, the other destroys you. The choice is yours. So when pain shows up, don't run, don't retreat. Don't look for a way around it. Walk straight through it, because every painful rep, every painful sacrifice, every painful lesson is a brick being laid in the foundation of who you are becoming. Progress doesn't live in comfort. It lives in the struggle, in the grind, in the tears and setbacks. And the moment you realize that pain isn't there to stop you, but to grow you, that's the moment your life changes. Pain is the doorway to progress, and every time you walk through it, you step closer to the person you were meant to be. You are both the destroyer and the builder. That sentence alone carries the entire truth about transformation. Most people want to outsource their problems. They want someone to fix them, save them, or hand them a strategy that changes everything overnight. But the reality is that nobody's coming. No coach, no mentor, no book. No motivational video will magically rebuild your life for you. At best, they will hand you tools, but the person who must pick up the hammer and swing it, that's you. And before you even build something, you have to destroy what exists. Think about a building site. If you want to build a skyscraper on a piece of land that already has a weak, crumbling house on it, You don't just stack steel beams on top of the rotten roof. You demolish it. You clear the ground. You make space. That demolition looks like chaos before, but it is the first step towards strength. The same principle applies to your life. The hold you is the weak, crumbling structure that must be torn down. Or the habits that drain your energy, the excuses you lean on, the self-doubt that whispers in your head every morning. Those are the walls you have to smash before anything stronger can stand in their place. Here's the part people avoid. Destruction isn't comfortable. It feels like loss. It feels like you're killing parts of yourself. And in truth, you are but those parts need to die. You can't bring laziness into a disciplined life. You can't bring fear into a courageous life. You can't carry victimhood into a life of ownership. The version of you that complains, procrastinates and avoids responsibility cannot coexist with the version of you that wins. One of them has to go, and you are the executioner. But here's the beautiful side. After you destroy, you build. You build discipline where there was laziness. You build confidence where there was insecurity. You build courage where there was fear. Before, the same hands that swung the hammer to tear down the old are the same hands that lift the bricks to create the new. This is why you are both the destroyer and the builder. Nobody else has that role. Nobody else has that responsibility. And nobody else has that power. When you accept this truth, you stop waiting. You stop hoping for circumstances to change. You stop blaming the world. Instead, you start doing the work. You start tearing down one excuse at a time. You start building one discipline at a time. You realize transformation is not a single event, but a process, continuous demolition and construction happening inside you every day. And let's be clear, this process never ends, because every new level of your life demands a new version of you, which means another destruction, another building. Just when you think you've arrived, you'll notice another old layer holding you back. And again, you'll have to pick up the hammer and swing. That's the cycle. That's growth. So if you want to step into the person you're meant to be, embrace the dual role. Stop running from the destruction. Stop waiting for the building to be easy. Instead, own the truth. You are the architect, you are the builder, and you are the demolition crew. The life you want is waiting, but the price is simple. You must be willing to bury the old you and construct the new one with your own two hands. That is how greatness is made.